Hey guys, welcome to the Assassin's Creed video, and in this video I'll be showing you my level 99 hybrid builds which are based on my assassin damage because right now the set which I'm using is the Athena blessing, but you do not need that. In case if you're wondering that my gear is based on Athena blessing, it's just my preference, but you can also use the different set uh, which is dedicated assassin's damage, or you could go with the epic gear items, which in my opinion is better, but I'm just too lazy to collect all those epic gear items separately, and that's why I'm using the Athena blessing, and I'm quite happy with the outcome and with the builds. So I'll just show you how I made them and what was my main focus on my build here. So I'll start with the bow here, which is the epic. I'm using a bow with warrior damage. It has 10% critical hit chance, 40% fire damage, and 30% damage while full health. The engraving is from one of the Helix store. I think it's a heavy weapon. It was from one of them. I got it from the Oricharcum store, Oikos, for free. So yeah, I'm using this one, and I have fire damage on it, and also on my blunt I have fire damage, and it has the engraving of 50% melee charging speed. This engraving is from the new DLC which just came out recently. It was from the episode 3 of Legacy of the First Blade, and it's a really nice one for the heavy weapons, especially when you're using a heavy weapon. I would suggest you to go with this if you have the DLC with you, because the charge attacks are really strong and they deal over 1.3 to 1.5 million damage easily, and you can just one hit anybody, and I will show you that later when I'll finish talking about my builds. So yeah, the 50% melee charging speed is great here, and my spear is also epic here. It has also fire damage and critical hit damage, and I'm using here 30% armor penetration, which you will get later on in the game from the base game. I think it's on episode 7, I guess. When you get to the Elise, when the Olympics game starts, there's a mission there which you have to do, and through that you will get your dagger, which gives you this engraving, which is 30% armor penetration, and this one is really nice. And on my Athena set here, what I'm equipped here is critical chance and critical damage. It has 20% critical chance while full health and 50% critical hit damage. I have purchased the engraving for the critical hit damage and is up to max, and my arms is also equipped with 100% critical hit damage while full health. Keep in mind that my gear is cannon built and it's also hybrid, and if I get like 2 hit I'll just die, and I pretty much do not care about that, because since I'm all about damage dealing, I pretty much ignore taking damage all the time, so I do not waste my skill points in putting some resistance or elemental resistance, I'll pretty much ignore that. I'd rather put some more damage in my gear so I can kill anybody pretty easily instead of making my stuff more stronger, since all my gear is based on dealing damage at full health. So yeah, it's pretty much useless in my opinion. Since you're playing with the gear that required you to stay at full health, so yeah, it's better that you just ignore the attacks and use parry and deal more damage, and that's exactly what I do here. So yeah, let's move on. And my waist has also 10% critical hit chance and some more critical hit damage here. And if you're using an epic gear here, then you have the advantage of having a fourth slot open here, which in my opinion is great. So yeah, if you're going with the epic gear here, then it would be awesome. So you could be able to make your gear much more stronger than mine here. But still, mine is pretty much the high-end gear here, and I'm also playing on the nightmare difficulty. So yeah, it's still great. But if you have the epic gear, it would be awesome. So let's move on. And here I have the more critical damage in my gear here, and it has 50% adrenaline on assassination, which comes with the set, and some more critical hit chance here. So right now I want to talk about why am I equipped with the fire damage here and not poison or the blunt damage. Well, since I already have the assassin damage at a point where I could just kill anybody easily with one assassination attack, I do not need the poison damage. Instead, I need the fire damage more for the combat, because fire damage works more strongly with the uh, combat system. So that's why I am equipped with the fire damage, and the reason why I am not using a blunt damage in my set is because the fire damage also applies on your hunter and your arrow skills, which is nice. And I do not have to fire lots of arrows to kill just few people. Normally it just takes me around 3 to 4 normal arrows to kill anyone, and if I use a devastating arrow or any other hunter ability, I could easily kill them. So yeah, this is the reason why I'm using a fire damage here instead of blunt or poison damage. And let me show you my detailed stats here and what my focus is here. So basically my main focus was here to have a assassin damage as much as I could get, and with that I also needed some the warrior damage. So these two were my main focus here. Then what was I then the second focus was to have a lots of critical hit chance, and critical hit chance at full health do stack with one another. So this is how I got the 88% critical chance at full health, and my critical hit damage is almost 500% at full health, which is insanely high, and I would suggest to keep it around 450 to 550 if possible, but 500 in my opinion is great. And what else do I have here is the fire damage, which is 200%, and it also applies on your warrior damage and also on your hunter abilities, which in my opinion is great, since It's a hybrid build. It's really helped you to with it's really helped you to go with all sorts of styles if you're in a situation where you need to keep your distance and wants to fire some arrows. It will still be effective. You won't be just throwing arrows for nothing. It actually does affect them and it kills them pretty easily. And the fire buildup is just normal, and I did not put any skill points there. And what I have in utility, and it's just the basic here which I got from the gear. I did not put any skill points in the mastery. So yeah, that's what I have here, and these are my skill abilities here. And since I'm using a blunt weapon here, so this is why I am using this charge heavy attack. It also gives me 25% charge duration is reduced by 25%, which means that it only takes me 25% uh, yeah, is the my charge damage gets ready within 25% of the entire duration, which is nice. And it also deals 150% more damage. And so yeah, if you also want to go with the blunt, I would suggest you to use the 50% this one. uh, Go with this one, 50% melee charging speed, and also upgrade this skill to the max. It will also increase your charging speed, so the total you get will be 75% of charging speed, which is pretty high in my opinion. It almost take half a second, just only, yeah, it's only take half a second to just to charge um, blunt attack, and it's great. And second, the other main abilities which I'm using are these, which is basic, shadow assassin damage at max, rush assassination are one of my most favorite here, which I will show you later in the video here. And critical assassinations are great for the bounty hunters. I can just kill them with just one critical assassination and they just die. I normally do not have to face them one-on-one in the combat, and even if I do face them, I just use the slow motion here and use my charge attack on them with fire, and they just die within few seconds. And this is just my own liking here, that I like this build. I like this ability, so I'm just using it for my own preference here. If you do not like this, don't go for it. And these are some of the basic skills here which I'm using, and this is one of the newest skill which came with the third episode of the Legacy of the First Blade, and instantly it became my favorite. What it does, it gives you back 3 segments of your artery, which is nice, but the damage its deal is pretty much useless. But I only use it just to regain my bars, nothing else. In hunter abilities, I'm mostly using nothing except the devastating arrow or archery mastery and arrow master, which gives you paralyzing arrows, which I only use to uh, recruit the mercenaries or other NPCs for my ship. It really helps. So yeah, if you want to recruit anyone, I would suggest you to go with this. But after that, the other two skill points are pretty much useless, which gives you some other abilities, and in my opinion those are pretty useless. The fire Uh, this one is just great with your arrows. Just use the basic arrow and turn on your fire and it just does the work great. And this is one of the newest ability here which came with the legacy of the first played second episode. I just started to use this and I really like that. So yeah, these are my skills here. And by the way, I have around I think 216 skill points. And I think half of them I'm using here, the other half are inside the mastery level. And this is how I'm using it. In hunter abilities, I'm only using some critical chance, 12 skill points for my critical chance, 2 skill points for the critical hit damage here, some skill points for the blunt damage here. I think it's 20%, 21% is nice. And yeah, I'm also using some armor here because I was pretty much trying lately, so I got frustrated on the nightmare difficulty because mostly if I get hit by the poison arrow I just die, or sometimes with other animals I just instantly dies, which frustrates me. So yeah, I'm using some armor here since I have lots of skill points, so it doesn't matter for me. Then I'm using some more fire damage here, some more armor penetration here. The more armor penetration you have, the more easily you can drop the health of the NPC. So I have around I think 39% armor penetration. Uh, the one engraving which I'm using in my weapon has 30%. Here I have 9%. I do not put more skill points than 15 in here because after that it really doesn't give you much more percentage. So yeah, if you want to upgrade, just go with the 12 points or 15. That's it. Don't go further. And this is for the battle conquest. I prefer this to have some more damage in battle conquest, so I can kill anyone pretty easily. So yeah, these are some skill points which I have used here, and I think it's a nice one. But my main focus was never this ability. I just used it later on when I was done with the other skill points, the abilities which I needed. Then later on I just started to put some skill points here. And that's it. The warrior selection here. And let's go to the assassin's damage here. I have some more assassin damage here because I think I needed it to kill some elite enemies or mercenaries, since my weapons and arrows are based on the warrior damage. So I put some more skill points here in the mastery so I can adjust some assassin damage. So yeah, I go with the assassin damage here. Then I have some more critical hit chance here, which is also applying to that 80%, 88% of critical hit chance, and critical hit damage, and damage while full health. And I'm also getting that damage while full health from one of the weapon which allows me to give 30% damage at full health, and from here I'm getting 18%. It's like I'm getting 48% damage at full health, which is insanely high. And I just started to push some skill points here because each time when I will now get to the next mastery level, I'll just put some skill points here, chance to ignore half damage, because in my opinion this one is one of the best one in elemental physical resistance. It would allow you to just ignore half the damage. So yeah, if you wanna put some skill points, just go here and put them here. It's nice. And I think that's it. And now I will show you how is my gear doing in the real world of Assassin's Creed. I am here at the fort right now. It's daytime. I'm just going to scout them first before I just go in. And by the way, I also have finished the new game plus, which is pretty much the same. You could also get to level 99 without playing to new game plus, which literally gives you nothing except those tombs, from where you could get some more skill points, maybe around 20-25 I think. Or you could fight the legendary animals or mythical animals. Those are the only two things which you will get from the new game plus, and beside that nothing else. So yeah, let's just start.
They won't ask any questions. Let's keep out of sight.
As you could see that I wasn't able to take out his entire health with me, but since I have the critical hit chance and critical hit damage, so mostly I just apply critical hit damage to everyone. And as you can see, I just killed these two. And I was talking about charging speed of my blood. Let me just show you how quickly it's charged. That's it. It was already charged. Alright, there's a bounty hunter coming. I just used the rush ability here. Alright, time to go into slow motion. Again, charged attack, and he's done. And yeah, I try to avoid the damage all the time since my gear is based on full attack. Oh no. It isn't going as planned here, but still, this dude just saw me again. Alright, there's another. Alright, this isn't going as planned here. This is a devastating arrow, and he's done. As you guys can see, my devastating arrow did around 1.4 million damage, just because I'm using fire on my weapon instead of blunt or poison damage. And he only took around 3 arrows to die. And time to do some rush assassination here. By the way, my damage, my critical chance goes to 108% when I use my critical ability. Sorry, my assassin abilities here, because the Athena set has that set bonus which allows you to get 20% critical hit chance on assassin abilities. So yeah, whenever I use my assassin's ability, it's guaranteed 100% critical hit chance. So yeah, basically whenever I just use my assassin ability here, they're just going to get the critical hit damage from me, and they will just die. So far no one can stand me, no matter what their health is. For some reason it did not apply to him. Stop. Oh. As you guys can see that I cannot take much damage. Mostly just one attack and that's it. The damage gets a lot higher when I'm playing at night because I have the skill with me. in assassin abilities which allow you to increase your critical assassin damage increase, but only out of combat. So when I am playing stealthily, so at night the damage will increase here. So I would suggest you to go with the stealth master ability here. It's really nice. And also play at night if you're doing your fort, because also it gets harder for them to spot you. But I just wanted to show you how the gear is. That's why I'm playing at the daytime, to show you the real raw damage of the gear. I didn't want to use the bonus from that skill ability there. Ah, it was another guy there. Doesn't matter here. I'm just going to use slow motion here. $1.3 million critical hit damage. So yeah, the hunter abilities are also effective with this build. Where is he? Okay, he's coming inside. It's his animal. I will show you the real warrior damage in the battle conquest, but for now I will be more focused on you guys the assassin damage and how it goes at night, at daytime. As you guys can see, it was just showing me that I could only be able to take out his half health, but since I'm dealing the critical hit damage, no one can stand me. I can even kill them with my rough assassination here, and no one will survive. Just let me show you. Going back to the mercenary, he's just done. Along with the dog here, and he just disappeared. Wow, it did not apply. Doesn't matter, they cannot take more than 2 or 3 attacks from me. Even I attack them with the blunt weapon here. I think I need to burn some supplies here so I can start the battle conquest. And I'll also be showing you some more warrior based gameplay in the video on the arena. But first I have to deplete the region power here so I can start the battle quest. Alright, there are 2 people there which I'm not concerned about. I think I'll be able to start the... Oh no, I think I'll have to kill the needle as well. Oh. Alright. Just die. And they're done. So So yeah, I'm pretty overpowered with these hybrid builds. I can play with any playstyle that I want, even if I want to go silently with the assassin ability, or if I want to go with the warrior style, or even with the hunter ability style. I can just do all those pretty easily. So I'm going to kill the leader now and then move forward to battle conquest, and after that I'll be doing a level 99 battle arena just to show you how it performs even in the arena. Where's the leader? I think I did tag him, or maybe not. Okay, he's just there. Let's do some killing there. And by the way, getting to level 99 is quite a grind. You need lots of material, lots of stuff to upgrade your gear each time, because the requirement just gets higher and higher. And I have played over 375 hours so far, so I had a lot of material on me. Otherwise I would have not able to get it to level 99. But I got tired, and when I was level 94 or maybe 95, I went to the hill store and bought the permanent level 50 level 50 experience gain, which is working with right now. It gives you a permanent XP boost 50%. So yeah, I went with this one because I was tired leveling up all week. So anyways, I just killed the mercenary here with just one critical assassination, as I was talking before with you guys. Alright, we also have enemies here, and I hate this. Just died. Almost 1.4 million hit attack, and he was done. This is why I'll go with the fire. It works with my warrior abilities, it works with my hunter abilities, and 40% is quite high. So right now Athenian has the region, so I'll go help the Spartan so I could be able to face the mercenary in the battle and show you how it goes. And since I'll be in battle conquest, my damage hit goes more higher since I'm using the ability. As I uh, as I showed you guys earlier, that I'm using mastery skill points in the one of the warrior abilities, which allows me to gain more damage while I'm engaged with more enemies. So it goes up to 12%. So yeah, when I get into the battle and there are lots of NPC on me, I'll get around 12% more damage, and that is when I will use my Ring of Chaos ability along with the fire, and I will show you
The
how it
mighty warrior with the broken
works
spear.
out.
Your timely arrival puts us in
Sparta has
glad.
It is one of my most favorite ability for this build, the Ring of Chaos. works in all sorts
A
of
bad day for
situations when you are
Athens!
in
A
battle.
glorious day for Sparta!
Along with the slow motion here. So where are they? Alright, here they are. Chaos. Here's just one attack. It was a 1.9 million. 1.9 million single attack. He's just going to die. Another ring of fire. And dead. Done. Fire. I'm gonna run a bit here. Then again ring of fire. This is easy, right? So I'm just going to kill him as well.
You, me, fighting! Let's do this!
Your head for
First thing I will do is turn on the fire here. Then yeah, charge attack. Again charge attack. And then I use my other big. Oh, where is it? Where's the other one? Oh, is she dead? Oh, I didn't notice that. She died. So far, nobody is able to touch me. Bring them here. Okay. Just one attack and then done.
You can't win!
Dead. Dead. One charge attack is enough to kill any NPC.
They're crumbling! Keep at it!
Done. Done. So yeah, you guys can see that my builds are pretty overpowered here. And if you guys make the same build with epic gear, the damage could easily go a lot higher than mine. And I think I'm already done with war here. Yeah, it gave me around 90,000 experience. Normally it gives you I think 75 if you do not have the experience booster. Oh yeah, it's done here. And now let me show you some more. Hopefully it goes well. I do not play a lot of arena battles because I think it's a bit boring repeating the same thing over and over again. But still, it was fun for me to play it on level 99 because before New Game Plus, when I was level 70, the arena difficulty was just level 50, but in New Game Plus it goes up to level 99.
Gross.
You want to...
Yes, I do not want to buy Basilis. I think he's the most difficult. He's the most difficult opponent on the arena, I guess.
It ends here!
Turn on my fire here. Yeah.
Fight me fair, no tricks!
Pretty much dead. I'll show you this ability which I really like. It gives me back some of my admin ring. I think 3 of them, yeah. Then again ring of fire. The fire went out, that's why they survived. Attack, done. Even my arrows are dealing around 300. Yeah, 300,000 damage. Let's see how much I do. Fire is out again. Just die. It's not taking any damage. He just died with the. He just died while getting born. I'm trying to show you guys the hunter damage here. I'm able to. We are 330k, 350k damage. They are just flying with my ring of chaos. I'm not even using my blunt here. This is how easy it is. And I'm on high difficulty right now. Just one attack and he's dead. Oh! Now I won't be able to deal much damage here because I'm not at full health. And now I'm back to full health. Ring of... I need some guys to move back and do stability. Time to go into slow motion. Oh, he survived. He did not. Dead. 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 The blunt weapon which I'm using is for one of the mythical creatures that kills. Oh, he's a big boss here. I just forgot.
They're using sorcery!
Oh, all right. Let's use the ability here and see how much I deal damage. It's not much. Let's use.
Someone help!
So, okay, while he was lying down, but the activation did not happen. Devastation arrows, 1.44 million damage. Ring of Chaos, stop, do not. Oh! All of his attacks are heavy. I cannot dodge. I cannot counter them. Time to go into slow motion. Charge attack. Charge. So yeah, that's it. If you're going with the gear that requires you to stay at full health, I would suggest you to do more dodging and parrying and stay at the full health. Wait for your window to attack NPCs and that's it. Do not get the damage from anyone, otherwise this build will not work. And also putting some skill points in the resistance or the elemental resistance is pretty useless, and I do not go with them. Instead I go with more damage. So yeah guys, this was my builds here, and if you like my video, please do subscribe to my channel and also check out my other videos, and I will see you guys on my next one. Till then, take care and bye bye guys.